Alright, so I'm going to show you how I personally would do my bases, or how I do my body types. So, the first thing I would do is take a reference picture like this. I'm going to have it align to the line here. Bring this back a little bit so that's not clipping to the wall. Do your avatar, and start. So what now I have here, I have my face rotation on because I don't want my avatar to be white. And I have this flat and textures on just so that I can see what I'm doing. This is my personal preference, so you don't have to do this. Now I'm going to start with a cube. Very simple cube. I'm going to go into edit mode, and I'm going to do a loop cut right down the middle. Then I'm going to go click this, or these are different faces, so this is a face, edge, vertex. So I'm going to just by vertex turn on X-ray, select this, and delete it. We don't need that anymore. I'm gonna go see the red here is that it's going hollow, and you don't want your things to be hollow. So make sure it always looks blue. If it's gonna not be seen, it's okay if it's red, but make sure it's always blue. I'm gonna turn on my mirror modifier, and now it's back. I'm also gonna turn on clipping so that, because without clipping, this is going to happen, but if I turn clipping on, this will happen, which is very useful when you are making a body. So I'm gonna move this around. I'll move this up to here, and I'm gonna move this a little bit down like that, because that's where it is on my base. I'm gonna click this edge select. I'm gonna turn this proportional editing off because I only had that because that's not important right now. I'm gonna have this up here. I'm gonna have this a bit up here, like this on my base. Bring this down here. And if you want to see your base while you're doing this, just click X-ray and you can see through it. So I'm gonna click this where it is on my base, which is right there, and snatch the waist a bit. And I'll have my torso. But I'm gonna click the subdivision modifier. And now it looks a bit different. What I like to do here is take a loop cut, have one up here, another one down here. And now I see it's not lined up with my base anymore, so I'm just gonna take this and just drag it down a bit. Take this, bring this up. See, that looks good. It's like, that's how I want my body to be. But let's say I'm gonna add 2 more here, because this is where your body's gonna bend. I'm gonna take this, or I'm gonna take this and kind of bring it out a bit. Awesome. But that's not exactly what I want to do, because if I click 3, it's kind of flat. So what I like to do is click the face and scale this down. And I'm gonna scale this part down to make it more human. And I'm gonna take this vertex edge select, and I'm gonna turn on proportional editing, which you can change. I'm gonna have it to move, and you can change it by scrolling down to make it bigger and scrolling up to make it smaller. I want this to be smaller so I can have the back, and I'm gonna move this part right here for it to be the torso, which, you know, you need to have a chest. It's a bit flat for me, so I'm just gonna add another one here and bring this up a little bit. And that looks good to me. You just give him a bit of a chest. Also, if you want to make your avatar like fat or something like that, you can just kind of add another subdivision here and just kind of follow gravity. like to bring that down while I'm making a fat avatar. I want this out a bit more because of exit gravity, so I'm gonna do this. Just kind of adjust it how I want it to be. Don't worry about that. I didn't mean to open that. And obviously this needs to hang out a bit more. There we go. I want to have my legs like this, so I'm going to take my subdivision modifier, add subdivision. I'm going to mirror this and not merge it because you don't want the legs to be fused together. I'm going to scale this down, not make that red. I want to have this the proportion of how long I want the legs to be. If you notice my base, that my legs are a bit wider near the brim, so I'm just gonna take this bottom part right here and make it a little bit bigger. After that, I'm just gonna add a couple loop cuts. That's a little too big now, so I'm just gonna scale this down a bit. It's a little too... Okay, these legs are a little too long, but that's okay. I'll fix this when I'm get to the part where I want to be at. You also kind of want to have the legs attached to the sides like that. But that looks pretty good to me. Notice how I didn't do anything down here. I'm gonna take the face, select that, click E, click. When I click E, you notice this, don't worry about that. Just right after you click it, just leave it. And you're gonna go here, turn off proportional editing, stretch that out because it's gonna be in the Y-axis now. Bring this to where I want to be. So I'm gonna bring this down like that. I'm gonna bring this over here. This here. Usually those are a little smaller than this, so I'm gonna bring this down. After that, I'm gonna select these two faces and click E, not E, Shift E to bring this down, like that. Legs are a little big for my preference, so I'm just gonna select this and select that, or you can just select everything like this, which is not gonna get everything if you do that. So I like to have my mirror modifier on, the mirror X-ray thing on, so I can show it all at once. With this on, I'm doing that. Great. Let's see, this could look better though. Right after I have that, I want to do my arms, so I'm going to add a cube, subdivision. It's not letting me click it with this. I'm also going to mirror this too because it's going to be a hand part of it. And kind of have this where I want the hand to be. You kind of want to have it bit proportional, but I'm not gonna really worry about that because I'm just gonna do it this way, because sometimes if you try to have it proportional, it makes your arms a bit smaller than your actual body, in VR, so that's kind of annoying. I'm gonna click this, scale that down, put a couple of cuts here where the body's gonna be at, and that's an arm. I would do a hand too, but hands are a bit different story. Especially, that's basically just a bunch of edit. It's basically just a plane, but you know, scale, finger, smaller, probably make this entire thing smaller too. Long, cut, do that, basically just, I didn't mean to click that, merge, select these, well, I'm not gonna solidify this, I'm just gonna bring that down like that. I don't want this to be red, so I'm just gonna regularly normal to outside. Subdivision. Yeah, that works, sure. I'm also gonna apply this subdivision and go to sculpting here and just kind of get this down where I want it to be. One, two, three, the joints. Obviously these aren't the best hands though, like I said. I'm just probably gonna make this bigger, honestly. So you get big meaty fingers. Do that. Mirror that while I'm at it. And now I have 2 hands. That's gonna hang off a bit. I personally don't like having that hang off a bit, so I'm just gonna do that. There we go. Shrink that a bit to do like that. And now I have my body. Awesome. No head. Just do it how you want, so I'm just gonna head. Awesome. I'm gonna save this as, let's save this really quick because I want to get my armature. So for my armature, I have one I use personally, so I'm just gonna pretend I did my armature. So I'm gonna switch over to an avatar that I already did all of this with, which is this. And for my armature, which I'm gonna turn this on, turn on names. You're basically gonna have one like this. You wanna have head, neck, shoulder, chest. All of these are important. The fingers are not that important with regard chat. You don't need toes, any of that. What's mainly important is your head, hip, chest, spine, hip, shoulders, arms, hands. That's it. And if you're someone who's like, oh, I don't know how to rig, how am I gonna rig this multi-fan junk? What I like to do is just basically just select the arm, select the armature, and just do automatic weights. That's it. This is all automatic weights. Awesome. That's it.